Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes takes place this weekend for the vacant featherweight title, and many people are under the assumption that Volkanovski is by far the more technical fighter and should win the majority of this fight, but Diego Lopes has a very good puncher's chance. But I do still see some people leaning towards Volk, and at first glance, I understand that, because you can't pick a fight based on a puncher's chance. That's just a general rule of things, right? And that's perfectly reasonable. But this might be the one scenario that it's reasonable to pick. Not just because Volk is 36 years old, not just because he's coming off of a year layoff, but he's also been contemplating retirement. He's been bouncing back and forth between the idea of fighting Ilya or Diego Lopes. Right? So he hasn't been fully committed. He hasn't been, too sure of his opponent. He's had a lot of time off. And those back-to-back KO losses, there's different types of stoppages in MMA by strikes. There's TKOs, where you just can't defend yourself anymore. There's knockouts, where you go unconscious. And then there's those kind of KOs, right? The ones you see where Chuck Liddell was getting knocked out towards the end of his career, or that Frankie Edgar started to get knocked out, in the later stages. Even Marlon Moraes, who has been KO'd many, 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 many times, where they just go completely limp. There is not an ounce of control in their body, and they just flop. And against Ilia Topuria, you saw the way I saw Volk go out. Scary. It just simply was. And when I start seeing people go out like that, from hard shots, but they shouldn't be doing that, it's scary. And it's scary for a fighter's future. And I think this is probably the only time where you can pick a puncher's chance to get it done. And it breaks my heart. Truly it does. Because, I am a true Volkanovski supporter. Australian, no bias at all. Was rooting for I cried robbery as loud as I could in the Islam Makhachev first fight, even though I do think, upon reflection, Makhachev won. But it's concerning. I'm very worried for Volk in this fight. And against Topuria, a lot of people saying, he won the first round, he was winning the fight up until the KO. I broke down that fight, and I'm going to be honest, it wasn't like Volk was dominating him in the first round. Ilya just slowly makes his reads in the first round. He did it with a max as well, and it makes sense. And it's just, upon reflection, it's like, you're like, yeah, this is going to be rough. And I am, of course, it's an amazing card and I'm really excited for it, but it's probably going to be topped off with a bittersweet ending of seeing Diego Lopes as champion, which is fantastic. We'll get to see the Movsar Evloev rematch. It should be a good fight. That's going to be great. But we will see Volk get knocked out. And I think what's even worse, if he does, I don't think he'll retire. And the thing is, I think he'll be in a position where he should. Because if he loses this fight, it's not by decision. It's not by TKO. It's not by submission. If he loses this fight, he's going out. And he's going out bad. And I don't want to see that. And I don't think anybody does. But as much as a Volk supporter as anyone is, sliding a bet on on Lopes by KO is the smart decision. And I'm sorry, Volkanovski. I'm sorry, CKB. I'm sorry, Joe Lopez. It's sad, truly. I am very much praying for a Volk win, and he does have the skills. Like, there is a very good chance he just starts jabbing up Diego Lopez. But I can't expect Volk to do that for 25 minutes without getting hit with at least one good shot. And I don't trust Volk's chin to take it. I thought it was his main weakness, even before he got knocked out by Makhachev. I thought his main weakness was his chin. I did. And then after these these KO losses, it's just, I can't trust it anymore. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to give my thoughts on the Volkanovski-Lopes matchup. Less about the technical exchanges, but more about the context around the fight. I'll definitely do a breakdown on it once it happens. Hopefully Volkanovski win. But you guys know the drill. Leave your thoughts on the matchup down in the comments below, and good luck on any of your bets.